Hello everyone, how are you today? Hopefully you are good and safe as well. Today's session is about the future simple. The future simple tense. What does mean future simple? It means something that will happen. So future simple means what? Means something that will happen. In order to speak about the future, most of you are going to tell me we are going to use will. Yeah, it's correct that we can use will, but this is not the only one that we can use to express the future. So I'm gonna revise, if you remember, some uses of the present simple and the present progressive, plus using will today. So if I want to speak about something that will happen, which means I want to speak about the future, I can use 4 forms. The first one, I can use the present simple. Number 2, the present progressive or the present continuous. Number 3, I can use be plus going to plus verb infinitive, and be here means verb to be, am, is, are, plus going to plus the verb in the infinitive form. And number 4 will be will plus verb infinitive. So again, if you would like to speak about something that still will happen, what can you use? You can use 4 different forms. When can I use each one? This is what we are going to understand now. The first one is the present simple. Do you remember? We said this earlier, or we said this before in other lectures. Present simple, when you want to speak about timetable or schedule, you can use it for the future meaning. So for example, if you are going to travel tomorrow, so you can say the train leaves at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So you are gonna say to me, or you are gonna ask me tomorrow, this means this is what? It means the future. Very good, something that didn't happen yet. Okay, so which tense did you use here? You used what? Leaves. And leaves here, which tense added s to the verb when it's a singular, because the train is it. It means this is present simple. So again, if you have a timetable or if you have a schedule for anything and that will happen in the future, you can use the present simple to speak about it. So can I say the train will leave at 10 a.m. tomorrow? No. Native speakers don't use will in this case. They use the present simple as I told you. So this is number 1. Number 2, do you remember when we have taken or when we were discussing the present progressive or the present continuous? We said that if you are talking about something that is planned, prepared, arranged with an intention to do, this means or this gives the future meaning. So for example, today I'm asking you, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing tonight? For example, if you plan for this and arrange it for this, or you have an intention to do this, you are gonna say, for example, I'm shopping this weekend. I'm shopping this weekend. Okay, so you used what here? You used am plus verb on ing, which is the present continuous. Do you remember this? Very good. This weekend, it means Friday or Saturday, or both of them together, as I told you before. So it means this is future. So what did you use here? Present continuous. Okay, so can I say I will? I'll shop this weekend? No. Native speaker don't use this. So again, when you want to speak about something that will happen in the future, you can use the present simple or the present continuous. The present simple when you speak about something like a timetable or schedule. When you speak about something that is planned, prepared, or arranged with an intention, it means you are going to use present continuous in this case. Very good. Now let's move to number 3. Do you remember number 3 is what? Be, which means verb to be, plus going to plus verb infinitive. Yes, this is it. Be, am, is, are. Okay? Plus going to plus verb infinitive. And if you remember, we said in the first sessions of this course that going to is pronounced like what? Do you remember this? Gonna. Yes. So you are gonna say, I am gonna. I'm gonna visit. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play. She's gonna eat. Okay? So instead of going to, we say gonna in this case. But we write it like what? We write it like going to. Okay, very good. Okay. When can I use be going to? Well, native speakers use present continuous and be going to as equals, but with a little difference, just a small difference between them. But most of the time, you can use present continuous or you can use be going to. Both are correct. So what's the difference between them? I'm gonna tell you now. What's the difference between them? So first, I can use be going to speak about, of course, future. So when we think that something is going to happen or is gonna happen and we have evidence. What does mean you have evidence? Evidence, it means something that tells you as a clue. So for example, to make it easier for you to understand. Now, we look, all of us look at the sky and we see that the sky is cloudy. So there are a lot of clouds in this case. So you are gonna say what? So you can say it's going to rain or it's gonna rain. So do you see now? It's going to rain or it's gonna rain. Why? Why did you say that it's gonna rain? Because there is an evidence that the sky is having a lot of clouds in this case. Okay, so evidence we can say in Arabic like dalil, okay, or like a clue. So you predict something because of an evidence. Okay, you predict something because of evidence. Okay, very good. Another example, it means what? It means you think that something is going to happen. For example, you know that Ahmed is very smart and he is very active person. And for example, he always studies hard and gets high marks. So you say what? For example, you can say, I'm sure you're going to find a job. Why did you use are going to plus verb infinitive in this case? Here, you predict something. Why you predicted that he's going to find a job easily? Why? Yes, the evidence is what? That he is very good or very clever or very smart. So this is your evidence. Okay? Okay. So can I say in this example, for example, instead of I'm sure you're going to find a job, I'm sure you're finding a job? No, you can't use the present continuous here. Why? Because you have an evidence. Can you say it's raining? No. Why? Because you have an evidence. So if you have an evidence about something that will happen in the future, you predict it, you can use going to, be going to. Okay, this is number one. Number two, actions for which we don't make special arrangements. What does mean actions which we don't make special arrangements for it? It means, for example, if you are going to take a shower or if you are going to wash your hair, you make a lot of arrangements before you go to the bathroom, for example, or before you take your shower. No, we don't make special arrangements. So you are going to say in this case, I am gonna wash my hair tonight. I'm gonna wash my hair tonight. Yes, it's a planned, yes, but I don't make arrangement for it. There is no preparation for this. So we use here going, going to, I'm gonna, and I just abbreviated it for pronunciation. So you can say, I'm gonna wash my hair. And don't forget, we have what? We have verb to be, and then going to, and then wash in this case. I'm going to write it for you like going to, so as not to get mistaken in spelling. Okay, this is the right one. So can in this case I say, I am washing my hair tonight? No. Why not? Because we use, do you remember? We use the present continuous when there is arrangement, special arrangement and preparation. What does mean special arrangement or preparation? For example, if you are going to travel, so you are going to get up in the morning and say, I'm traveling, I'm gonna travel now, without, for example, without having your clothes, without having your bag, without having your passport, without having, no, there are a lot of arrangements for traveling. So if you are going, for example, to travel, you need arrangements. So if you need arrangements, you can use the present continuous. So I am arriving in California at 3 p.m. Why I used I'm arriving, not I'm going to arrive? Why not? Because arriving or traveling or going to another place needs arrangements in this case. Okay? So again, I can ask you the question like, what are you going to do tonight? Or I can ask you the same question using, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing tonight? So are you doing here present continuous and here going to, the case of going to. Both of them means the same. There is no big difference between going to and between present continuous. No big difference. Just one difference. If you have an evidence, لو عندك دليل, we use going to for the prediction. If you have an action that is arranged, that is planned, but with a special or with no special arrangement, you don't make special arrangements, so going to. If you have arrangements, so present continuous. Okay? Okay. In most cases, you can use both of them. For example, I'm going to watch a movie. So what are you doing tonight? Or what are you going to do tonight? I can say I'm watching I'm watching a movie tonight, or I'm going to watch a movie tonight. Both are correct in this case. Both are correct. But mostly we use what? Mostly use going to because no special arrangements. Okay? You got it now? If I want to change it into negative, it's very simple because it's a verb to be. So am, not, is not, are not. As a question, are you going to watch a movie? Yeah, I am, or no, I am not in this case. Okay? So it's okay as well to use both of them. Very good. Okay. So don't forget that for verb to be, it means what? Am, is, and are. Okay? So again, don't forget, I just wrote for you here, verb to be means what? Am or is or are. So negative, am not, is not, are not. As a question, we switch, as you know. Okay, very good. Let's move on to the next one. Again. So again, if I want to speak about the future simple tense, I use what? Very good. For present simple, if it's a timetable or schedule. Present continuous is if it's something that is planned or arranged. Okay, something that is arranged. Be going to the same like present continuous, but just with a little difference. Here you have an evidence or no special arrangements. Let's see number 4, will. What about will? So for will, we have will plus verb and this verb in the infinitive form. When can I use will? We have for and more. We can use it for more, but these are the main 4. Number 1, for future short thinking time. You don't think a lot. You don't think for a very long time. It's just quickly. Okay? And for promises. If you promise a person to do something. Spontaneous or immediate. It's the same one. Decision. If you take decision immediately. It's the same like number 1. You don't take a lot of time to think. Okay, thinking immediately in the same time or at the same moment. Order in a restaurant. Let's have a look at the examples to make it easier for you. I'll marry you. If a man said to a woman that I'll marry you. It's a type of what? It's a type of promise. This word is like a type of promise. Okay? Don't worry. I'll help you in your exam, or I'll help you in your study, or I'll help you in this difficult subject. So it's a type of promise as well. So I'll. And I want you to remember something. We said this before, but I'm gonna repeat it. Instead of will, we say I'll. I don't say I will. In pronunciation, we contracted contractions, if you remember. Okay, so the first one is promise. Number two, let's see. Now, for example, you are sitting at home with your family and the phone is ringing. So you say what? I'll get it, I'll get it, I'll get it. So it means this is what? So you don't think for a very long time. It's a spontaneous action. رد فعل تلقائي. You don't take a very long time. I'll get it. يعني I'll answer it. Okay, so you say what? I'll get it. Okay. Number four, order in a restaurant. For example, the waiter comes and asks you, so are you ready to order? Yes, please. I'll have the pasta with the chicken. Pasta with the chicken. I'll have. So I'll have, and the verb infinitive as well. So it's order in a restaurant. You order something to eat. Okay? Number one, I'm gonna give you an example, short thinking time that makes it very easy for you. It's a very nice example. For example, now I'm speaking with, let's say, Rana, okay, in the first one. So I tell Rana, Ali is in hospital. So Rana tells me what? Really? I'll visit him tomorrow, okay? And then I speak to Ahmed and I tell him, Ahmed, Ali is in hospital. He tells me, I know, He tells me, I know, I'm going to visit him tomorrow. I'm gonna visit him tomorrow. What's the difference between Rana and Ahmed? What's the difference between their answers? Rana didn't know before. So when I told her, she didn't think for a lot of time. She didn't think before saying that she's going to visit him. So it's a short thinking time, immediate. Ahmed already planned for this. He already planned for this. And that's why he said, I'm going to visit him tomorrow. So if you have short thinking time, spontaneous, you use what? You use will. Okay. If I have will in a sentence, how can I make the negative and how can I make the questions? Very easy and very simple. We say before that modal verbs are very easy. I'll go to the club. So the negative is going to be what? Will not. But we don't say will not. We use won't, contraction. So it's won't plus the verb infinitive, don't forget. So I'll go to the club. I won't go to the club. As a question, we make what? Starting with the helping, will, and then the subject, you, and then the main verb, go. Will you go to the club? Yeah, I will, or no, I won't. I won't go, for example, to the club. I'll go to the restaurant, let's say. Okay, you got it now, guys? Okay, I'm gonna repeat or I'm gonna summarize quickly what I said. So to summarize what I said, future simple means what? Means something that will happen. How can we speak about something that will happen in the future using 4 different forms? Present simple, present continuous, be going to, will plus verb infinitive. Present simple, when can you use it? When you speak about timetable or schedule, you can use it for the future meaning. How can you make the present simple plus verb infinitive with we, you, they, and I, verb plus us or es or ies as we said before, he and she and it. Present continuous is the same like be going to, but with a small difference. Present continuous, it gives the future meaning when you speak about something that is planned or arranged or have the intention before. How can you make it? Verb to be plus verb ing. Am is are plus verb ing. Be going to plus verb infinitive, it's the same like the present continuous. Both of them, the native speakers uses a lot and they are equal almost. We use going to if you predict, you speak about something that will happen, but with an evidence, you have an evidence. Number two, if you have an action that doesn't need a lot of preparation or special arrangements. Okay, will plus verb infinitive, we can use it for 4 or 5, even more short thinking time, promises, order in a restaurant, and the last one, or number 4, which is spontaneous or immediate decisions. Okay, so this is how to speak about the future. For now, I want you to have a look at these examples and try to answer them. Making predictions, what's going to happen? Match the sentences on the left with the words on the right, then write the complete sentences below using the future tense. So number 1, for example, I didn't study for the test. So we are going to say what I didn't study for the test. Which one is going to be the result? What's going to happen? So we can say it's D, fail. So we are going to say I didn't study for the test. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. You predict that you are going to fail because of an evidence that you didn't study for the test. Okay, now the homework, you are going to match all the sentences with the results, and you are going to write them here, okay, or in your notebook, and then we are going to revise them together. Okay, then we have here these examples to complete the following sentences with will. You are going to choose the right verb. So for example, would you like tea or coffee? So it's like an order in a restaurant. You are going to say what? I'll what? So you are going to think call, have, water, walk, mail, go. You are going to choose the verb plus add in will in this case. So it's another homework for you. Then we have another one, which is use the correct question word and the future tense to make questions. So for example, she's going to wear her new she's going to wear her new blue dress to the party. So if you are going to ask a question, WH question, it's going to be what? So please form WH question. It's like a revision as well. Questions about the future. You are going to read these questions and try to answer them. Do you think life will be more difficult or easier in the future, and in what ways? How do you think your country will change in the future? What will future houses look like? What will you do after this class? Are you going to watch TV tonight? What are you gonna do after this class? What's the next big decision you are gonna make? What are you going to do on your next birthday? What mobile phone are you gonna buy next? Who are you gonna text or send an email or even phone today? Okay. Okay, one more, I think. Don't forget to revise the future simple on ego, okay, as usual. One more, we have translation homework this time, okay? You are going to try to translate these sentences into English. I give you the difficult words, okay, to try to help you more, and then translate these into Arabic. US holds issue of entry visas for prison. France called for an international conference on Middle East. You are going to answer both of them as well. Okay. Okay, we can read this together, okay, when we are online to take it, and we are going to take the business online as well to make it easier for you to follow. Thank you for today, and see you inshallah next time. Bye.